Yay. That's simplicity. Alright, so what I have here is I have footage that I slowed down to, that is really, really weird sounding, by the way. I wound up slowing down my video here to about quarter of what it really was. Alright, so if you listen very carefully, you can actually hear the birds in the background. And wow, that could be a soundtrack in and of itself. So what I'm going to do is just really quick, I'm just going to mark in and maybe take about, I don't know, 10 seconds. Yeah, like right about there, and maybe bring it back like, yeah, right about there, and then I'm going to mark out, and I'm just going to drop it into my timeline. I was looking for artifacts. I'm always hunting for artifacts. That is really wild. Did you see that? I'm going to come back. I'm going to let it play. But it seems like I managed to get it to choke. So even as we're doing this, it doesn't like it. Oh, how about that? It actually played all the way to the end this time. Okay, great. I'll go here. All right. If I bring this back a little bit. All right, and then we'll just snap that in. Yeah, now it froze. Okay, weird. All right, let's see what we got there. Yay, let's get rid of that. Snap it right there. All right. So again, obviously I'm going to edit the living daylights out of this. It's not going to be the entire thing. But yeah, putting it into sections. You can hear Mitten Squad in the background. Do that. And then it's staggering. Real issues with playback, and that's the surprising thing, because that's really the lower quality video. I'm wondering why it's doing that. So in terms of playback, it's okay. That's first and foremost, especially with the two different types of clips. I am eager to see, if I were to export this, what this would look like. All right. So what happens if I do go to export? So I want to go to match source. I want to go to high bit rate, H.264. All right. In terms of video, match source. Frame sampling, hardware encoding, as opposed to software, profile, level, all that other good stuff. This is where I would change things. Like right now, the HDR graphics, they're set at 203. So what I want to do is I want to try to bump that up to 300. And see if that actually gives it better color depth. Color primaries, it's pretty much locked. With this, with the VBR, I'll go with 2-pass. And for this, I'm also going to change this. I'm going to bump it up to 100. There's such an easier way of doing this, and eventually, you know, I'll lose my Cro-Magnon ways and actually get with the program. And I'll just make that 110. Or, no, not that high. Oh my goodness. There we go. Let's see. Video is not virtual reality. In terms of audio, it's AAC stereo with a bit rate of 320. I really don't want to bump that up any higher than what it is. I mean, for what it is, this is just a demo. The multiplexer, you have your options. I'm just going to use MPEG-4. Standard is fine. I don't even know why PSP would even be an option. I mean, I don't know. That's just me. No captions. No LUTs. I didn't actually put any LUTs on this. That's the next one that's going to happen. Create sidecar file. Yeah, that's fine. And last but not least, excuse me while I lose my voice, I don't want to import into project. I'm not even going to use previews, and I'm not going to use proxies. I know that there was some talk about that, and that's all well and good, but in terms of this, I just want to see whether or not it'll take. And quite honestly, this little triangle down here, I don't know what that is, and that has me worried. So let's try exporting it. Alright, so it's doing its first pass, and there we go. In terms of sequence settings, alright, this is on the computers that are in the labs. Basically, I switched the codec. This was originally set to animation, which is bizarre. I switched it to ProRes 4:2:2. Alright, that was the first thing I did. The second thing I did was on playback resolution, I went to full, and also high quality. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I made sure that high quality was selected. In terms of project settings, what did I do here? Yeah, I switched, and I showed this inside the video. I went to 300. And trilinear, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I went back to the default. I went back to the metal. Again, other options that you have in terms of the export, I went to match source, which is adaptive high bitrate, which is pretty much what we did. I didn't send to encoder. I just basically worked inside of the program itself. And then lastly, again, in terms of format, could do the HEVC, but in the demonstration that I just did, I went with H.264, and it was fine. For what it is, it was fine. So I'm not seeing staggering. I'm not seeing like any kind of motion artifacts on the higher rendered video. I do want to do something else, but that will be for the next video. I'm going to stop this because this has already gone on way too long.